and it might be kind of hard to remember what power of 2 equals 64. Hi, I'm Alan Parry. I'm an associate professor of mathematics at UVU, and today we're going to talk about subtracting logs that have the same base. It's kind of a nice little property that we have up here, that if you have two logarithms like this, where they have the same base and you're subtracting them, you can actually get back to another logarithm here with a different operation. So if we've got the log base a of b, and we're subtracting the log base a of c, we can actually simplify that to a single logarithm base a of b divided by c. Of course, you can go the other way as well. If you start with something over here, you can separate it into this kind of thing. This gives you a way of going back and forth between the two properties. It's a pretty handy formula, especially if you don't know what one of these logarithms are. So let's take a look at an example here. Let's say if we had the log base 2 of 64 minus the log base 2 of 8. Now the logarithm, of course, is the power that I need to raise the base to get to the number up here, and it might be kind of hard to remember what power of 2 equals 64. Over here it's not too bad. The power of 2 to get to 8 is 3, because 2 cubed is 8. But this guy over here is a little tricky, and this is where this formula can help us out a little bit. Since we're subtracting two logarithms that have the same base, we can turn it into a single logarithm with dividing these two over here. So this becomes the logarithm base 2 of 64 divided by 8. Okay, this guy, the positive guy, goes on top, the negative guy goes on the bottom. 64 divided by 8 we can simplify. That's just 8, because 8 times 8 is 64. So we get log base 2 of 8. And at this point, we already mentioned that the power of 2 to get to 8 is 3. And that's going to be the difference of these guys here. Now, that only tells you what the difference is. If you knew this one was already 3, though, then if you wanted to find out what this value is, you just have to do a little algebra problem here. Something minus 3 gives you 3, so that means this guy over here would have to be 6, because 6 minus 3 equals 3. So you can use this in a couple of different ways to try to get things that you might not have known before. And sure enough, 2 to the power of 6 is in fact 64. So hopefully you can see that there's a lot of utility to this equation. You can move back and forth to help simplify things or find things that you may not have known before.